The first thing I noticed was that the government letter didn't look like a normal government letter. It arrived in a plain white envelope with no return address, no department seal, and no barcode like official documents usually have. Just my name written in bold black ink. Daniel Harrow. I almost threw it away, thinking it was some kind of scam. But something about the paper felt different. Thicker, heavier, almost warm. When I opened it, a single sheet slid out. The message was short. Congratulations, citizen. As part of the Interspecies Integration Initiative, 2 extraterrestrial observers have been assigned to live with you for a temporary cultural study period. Their arrival will occur at 1900 hours today. Do not panic. Do not attempt to contact media. This program is classified. Thank you for your cooperation. I laughed. I actually laughed out loud. Aliens, I muttered. Yeah, right. Had to be a prank. Some viral marketing thing. Hidden cameras maybe. I tossed the letter on the kitchen table and went back to making coffee. At 7 p.m. exactly, someone knocked on my door. 3 soft knocks. Not like a human knock. 2 perfectly spaced. I checked the peephole. 2 people stood outside. They looked human. Mostly. Both were tall, over 6 feet, and dressed in simple gray clothing that had no seams or logos. Their faces were calm, almost emotionless. But their eyes were slightly too large. And they reflected light like a cat's. I opened the door halfway. Can I help you? The taller one tilted their head. Daniel Harrow. Yeah. They both spoke at the same time. We were assigned to you, human. My brain stopped working for about 3 seconds. Then I laughed again. Oh wow. Bae. You guys are committed to the bit. They didn't laugh. The shorter one held out a thin metal card. Projected a hologram. The seal of the United Earth government rotated slowly in midair. My stomach dropped. That seal wasn't public technology. Permission to enter? The tall one asked calmly. This is a joke, I said weakly. Statistically unlikely, the shorter one replied. I stepped aside. They walked in silently. The door closed behind them with a soft click. For several seconds, none of us spoke. Finally, I said the only thing that made sense. So, you're aliens? Yes. And the government sent you to live with me? Yes. Why me? The 2 aliens looked at each other. Then the tall one said something that made even less sense. You scored highest. Highest in what? Compatibility. I blinked. Compatibility with aliens. Yes. I sat down heavily at the kitchen table. This day started so normal. The shorter alien looked around my apartment, studying everything. The refrigerator, the sink, my laptop. We are here to observe human daily life, they explained. Your government requested cultural immersion. Great, I said. Fantastic. So I'm what? A human zoo exhibit? No, the tall one said. A host. I rubbed my temples. Okay. Let's start with names. We do not use names in your sense. Right. Of course you don't. The shorter alien thought for a moment. You may designate us. I looked between them. The tall one had silver-tinted hair. The shorter one had darker skin and eyes that glowed faintly blue. Fine, I said. You're silver. I pointed to the other. And you're blue. They both nodded. Acceptable. Over the next few hours, my apartment turned into the weirdest cultural exchange program in human history. They asked questions about everything. Why humans sleep horizontally. Why refrigerators contain so many sauces. Why my television displayed fictional violence for entertainment. Blue picked up my coffee mug. You consume this liquid despite its bitterness. It's caffeine. Your species voluntarily ingests stimulants every morning. Fascinating. Silver was studying my bookshelf. You possess many narrative texts. Books. Yes. Stories. Silver paused. Your species devotes enormous time to imagined realities. That's called creativity. Or escape, Silver replied. I couldn't argue with that. Around midnight, Blue suddenly looked toward the window. Observation. What? Blue's voice lowered. You are not under normal study conditions. What does that mean? Silver turned slowly toward me. You were not selected randomly. My stomach tightened. Okay. You already said that. Blue's glowing eyes focused on me. You were selected because you are predicted to survive first contact. First contact already happened, I said, pointing at them. Silver shook their head. No. A cold silence filled the room. The public does not know we exist, Silver said. This program is preparation. For what? I whispered. Blue answered. For arrival. The air suddenly felt heavier. How many aliens are we talking about? Blue paused, then said calmly. Approximately 4 million. My heart nearly stopped. 4 million. Yes. They will arrive within 6 months. I stared at them. You're telling me 4 million aliens are coming to Earth. And the government decided to hide 2 of them in my apartment. Silver nodded. Yes. Why not tell people? Your species reacts poorly to sudden paradigm shifts. That's the understatement of the century. Blue tilted their head. The governments of Earth are testing integration scenarios. Integration. Yes. Aliens living among humans. I leaned back in my chair trying to process this. So basically, I'm a test run. Yes. That's insane. Silver studied me carefully. Your psychological profile indicated adaptability. Or bad luck, I muttered. Then I looked up at them. Wait, if I scored highest? What happens if I fail? Blue answered immediately. You will not. That's not reassuring. For the next few weeks, life became surreal. Silver learned to cook. Badly. Blue became obsessed with internet memes. One night I walked into the living room and found Blue staring at a looping video of a cat falling off a table. This is considered humorous, Blue said seriously. Yeah, I said. Welcome to humanity. Silver asked deeper questions. About politics, religion, or love. One evening Silver asked quietly, why do humans continue forming emotional bonds despite the certainty of loss? I thought about that for a long time. Because the alternative is worse. Silver wrote that down. Then one night 3 months later everything changed. My phone buzzed with an emergency alert. Global announcement. Live broadcast. Every channel switched automatically. The president appeared on screen. Behind him stood several unfamiliar figures. Gray clothing. Large reflective eyes. The world had just learned the truth. Citizens of Earth, the president said. We are not alone. Silver and Blue stood behind my couch watching the broadcast. Blue spoke quietly. The reveal has begun. My hand shook. Yeah, I noticed. The president continued. For the past decade, humanity has been in peaceful contact with an extraterrestrial civilization. In the coming months, millions of visitors will arrive to begin cultural and scientific exchange. The room was silent. The world outside erupted into chaos. Sirens, cars, shouting from neighboring apartments. I looked back at Silver and Blue. So, what happens to me now? Silver gave the first almost human smile I had seen from them. You remain our host. Blue nodded. And our friend. I stared at them. Friend. Yes. Blue tilted their head. You scored highest. For the first time since this started. Finally laughed for real. Great, I said. Guess humanity's future is being judged from my messy apartment. Silver looked around at the pizza boxes. Your civilization will adapt. Blue added thoughtfully. Eventually. Outside the world was panicking. But inside my apartment, two aliens were arguing about which human movie best represented Earth. Silver voted for Interstellar. Blue insisted it was Shrek. And somehow, that felt like the most hopeful sign for humanity I could imagine.